Telling me not to pay tithe, right? But when you want to go to the devil, you pay a huge amount of money. You pay a huge amount of money for the dibia or for the negative one to do one or two abracadabra for you, right? That is full the high rate of foolishness I've seen among men. The ignorance of this age is tantamount to the ignorance of the Victorian age, the 19th century. The ignorance I've seen in among men, among this generation, is the ignorance I had seen or heard of about the Victorian age, 19th century. Because this nowadays, people are carrying the word of God to another way. You see an atheist, you see an agnostic, you see those people that don't believe, those people that have negative thoughts about God. You see them, they'll bring one stupid illusion that doesn't exist. One stupid illusion that doesn't exist. And they put it into practice and you believe. That's my own. You see church people, you say, yes, they told you not to pay tithes. Moreover, the tithe is not good. Tithe is not good. You see one stupid and foolish pastor that will come to public and be saying against tithe or whatever. Tithe you're paying, you're not paying it for me, you're paying it for the growth of you. It is God. And also you're eating God's own glory. You're eating God's glory. God gave you everything, but instead of you to go and pay back, you don't want to go and pay back. And you say that tithe is bad. That's so absolutely wrong. This is absolutely hypocritical. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's absolutely awful to me because if you know that you're not going to pay tithe and you're going to live in normal life, then tell me, now in this generation, in this country that we are living in today, the government will pay tithe to them because almost of the things that we buy, they put out whatever they like and they fix whatever they want. And we don't complain about it. That is their own way of doing their own tithing. Now, when you go to those called themselves atheists, they don't believe. They don't believe in whatever, don't believe in anything. You see them, they'll be paying tithe to the nature. Even those that are making discoveries, there's no natural discoveries. Every discovery is attached to one spirit or the other. And they're not going to tell you the truth. All those discoveries that they're making, there are spirits attached to it, but they're not going to tell you the truth. But I tell you, that's how we invented this, we brought this into a limelight, we did all this sort of shit, They will tell you all sort of things, but they're not going to tell you the truth. But now when they see a Christian paying tithe, you see that they'll be against it, or see a pastor collecting tithe. It is their responsibility to collect tithe. Tithe is not wrong. Tithe is not an evil. And God doesn't have much to eat. It is we that living on this planet that's going to eat everything that we've gotten. And also we are working in the vineyard of the Lord that we are going to eat. So now, if some people are afraid that we are paying tithe, why should we pay tithe? That person is the most foolish person ever. Because when they normally say, let's go back to our tradition, they say, let's go back to our tradition. They said Chinese people, they don't have tradition. They said, oh, so many countries, they don't have, Christianity, and they have their traditions and they're doing well. There's no way that the government, the Chinese, will come out and tell you the secret of their own religion or their Buddha or whatever they do. They can never come and publicly and tell you everything because they are communist country, communist state, communist whatever. Do you understand? Everything is done based on inside, and they wouldn't want to reveal it to the public audience because they don't want everybody to know everything. Let me just tell you something. Those things that people are inventing, there are spiritism behind those things that are inventing. If you like, believe it. If you don't like, believe it. It does none of my business, but I've shared what I want to share to you. Those people that are inventing there are a spiritual aspect of it, negative parts, but they invent it. And they speak to even those dragons that they're worshiping or those things. There are spiritual negative things in there. Devil lives in a calf or a model something. That's how where devil lives. He lives in a calf or a model something. From there, he can, whatever he wants him to do for you, will do it for you. But we Christians, I don't believe in all these imageries. I don't believe in all these negative things. I believe in true God. I believe to worship God because the moment I don't see God, it gives me more faith to worship Him more. The moment I don't see God, it gives me more reasons to worship Him more. Had it been that I see God, I wouldn't have much reason to worship Him because I would believe that He has the same physical appearance like me. So it's not going to be relevant to me. So I don't worship any maybe carved or image or model something. I worship the true God that I don't see. And I believe that He's into reality, into existence. And I believe that He created everything. That's the God I worship. I don't worship God that say that, look at where He is, or a cave built by men that I'll be touching my hand and be doing all simply blah, blah, blah. God forbid, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to worship the God made all things existence that brought me into life and gave me life and gave me bread and put it upon the earth and everything upon it. And that's God I'm going to worship. I'm going to worship God. So anybody trying to tell you that the tithe is bad, that person is just kind of foolish. Because even when we go to devil must surely need something. The same way you come to God, God is definitely need something from you. But if you are also rejecting God not to give him what is due or right to him, then you're making a big mistake. You're making a huge mistake. You should refrain or desist from doing such a negative thought, or stop leading people astray, telling them not to pay tithe. And it's so foolish to understand that we Christians, we are becoming so foolish like those people that are foolish in the word. Because when they tell you not to pay tithe, and because of that you say you had in your heart not to pay tithe or give God to glory what belongs to him, you have committed another sin also. Forget that thing that you're doing, you know that is also good. God is going to judge everybody. And I don't want your own judgment to be so hard. I don't want anybody to end up in hell. I want everybody to be in the presence of God, rejoicing and giving thanks to God because he's truly right and just. That's what I wish for everybody to be. So anybody telling you not to pay tithe, please reject that word. Reject that word. Reject that word. I'm not a pastor, but I'm trying to tell you the simple fact. Anybody telling the truth not to pay your tithe, reject that word. God bless you and remain always in the bosom of the Lord.